Hey,
Hello everybody, my name is Merc, back playing Elden Ring. This is pretty much the same session as last time. I did go and get some more smoldering butterflies because we are going through them at a rapid rate. We are back at Liurnia. Thought that man didn't die for a moment. But we are on the highway, Liurnia Highway South. I'm just going to check out what's down here at the broken bridge, and then we'll probably end up just making our way back north. Is the current plan so far. I'm excited to play more Elden Ring, even though this current highway situation doesn't seem like the most interesting of locales just yet, but maybe we'll encounter another parade or caravan to make things a little more interesting as we go. I did notice we're running a little low on mushrooms, again due to our penchant for using fire bombs so dang much. Speaking of, let's see if we can get a good chuck here. Just wondering if we could maybe throw a firebomb while jumping. I'm trying to get the most height as possible so we can get a farther throw. It seemed like it worked. Probably not going to dart this guy to death, but pulled out the bone darts just in case. Seems like their sword, or their shield rather, is different than the other knights we've encountered, soldiers. In addition to their tabard, of course, being different. All right, which one of you are going to fight me first? It looked like they had a bit of a struggle pathfinding toward us. This man has a horn, so let's go take him out before he gets any ideas. Alright, more smoldering butterflies. Yeah, as I mentioned, I grabbed a bunch of them. Just did a couple trips to ensure we keep our stock relatively high. It appears we did find a wagon. Lots of dead commoners and soldiers below, as well as a giant with who's been impaled. Looks like he's been freed from his servitude of carrying, or what's the word I'm looking for here? What do horses do? They pull a wagon, I guess. So I guess there's got to be a better word for that I'm looking for, though. That's what I'm thinking to myself. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I just hit him in the head. He did not appreciate that one. Maybe he'll think twice before doing a jump attack. That said, he's certainly gonna die right now. I am hitting his arm. Oh, but that one, I just beheaded him. Chop that neck with my axe. An axe chopper. Let's see what's in this wagon. A blue item. A tree spear. I wonder if that's similar to the golden spear or whatever we've encountered before. Can't actually look because I put it away. Just want to look at the stats real quick. It does require faith, which is my assumption, and that's why I brought up that golden axe that we found really early in the game. I think it was off the first mounted boss thing. Anyway, golden spear with tree-like design, wielded by knights employed as a palace guards in the royal capital of Lanedell. Deals holy damage. Requiring superior dexterity to wield, this great spear can perform consecutive thrust attacks despite its larger size. How much dexterity did it require? 22. And 18 faith, so we're never going to use that on this character. Kind of doubt there's anything down here. There's one bug. One silver firefly. Not gonna go down there and mess with those messages below. Alright, and we're just looking back at Limgrave. I want to get a better view of the back of this arena. This is definitely a low model level of detail. Low detailed model, I guess is what I was trying to say there. I'm still not convinced one way or the other if we can ever open that building. And at this point, we might never know. But it is my smoldering butterfly farm spot is right in front of it, so I'm sure I'll head back there every so often and continually disappoint myself when those doors don't open. It got quite foggy. Gross looking pale fog, I suppose. Looks like there's a little bit of a ledge down here. You can't really tell what's going on because of the fog. But it does seem to be a section on the map as well, so we'll have to investigate that further. Remember, we need more mushrooms, so pick them up as we go. I've been ignoring them a little bit, because I never thought we would be running low. Well, we're not really running low, but we probably have about 30 left. Because we're going through so many fire pots. Alright. Looks like there's not much left to explore on the southern part of this highway. We're pretty much back at the site of grace. Back towards these balloons. Looking down at the ledge again. Not quite sure what to make of these balloons. We also got more of these caged warriors. I was calling them cuckoo knights earlier, but I don't think they are. These ones are equipped with double bows, so let's see if we can get a sneak up opportunity. Oh, it's looking this way. It looked like they might have seen me as well. Back at the site of grace. The ambient music has changed in Liurnia, as opposed to the dull strings of Limgrave. Not really dull, but not really exciting, is kind of what I was getting at there. Take out the unsuspecting one. So I think this confirms my theory that they don't do their flurry attacks unless you hit them first. I've encountered these automatons enough times that my theory has been confirmed now. These creatures, this balloon I can lock onto. It appears it's alive in one way or another. I put the bow on my other hand. I gotta remember to get used to that. I could just throw a dart at it, I suppose. That seems odd. I popped the balloon and got a golden rune 6. Thought I saw a mushroom down here. Did I get it? No, I didn't. Not quite sure what to make of that balloon. It didn't really pop. It just kind of dissipated. Oh, that's a dog right there. There's got to be more than one dog, right? Maybe not. Let's just do a jump attack. 545 damage. Pretty significant. How much, 320. And I believe we were at like 335 or something when we used our wondrous flask, because I attuned the strength crystal onto it. So still kind of surprised that it gives us 10 strength by chugging that wondrous flask. But I suppose it has to be a decent number, otherwise you wouldn't want to use it. I don't even really want to use it in the first place. Not because I don't necessarily want to, but it's just something I don't think of. Okay, I didn't think we were going to have enough range for that. I want to lock onto the balloon again. It really doesn't want me to do so. Another golden rune 6. That is very odd to me. I have to imagine that those respawn. I can't imagine that. Okay. This is a bad encounter, a bad encounter. Let's just run away. We're already pinpricked with a bunch of arrows. Cuckoo Glintstone. Seems that they have given up for the moment. Keep thinking I hear twinkling. Oh, I did not see that patrol squad. And the archer did see me. So it is shooting from below. Did leave the rest of its crew, so that makes the encounter slightly easier when we decide to take out that group, if we decide to take out that group, but you know me. I probably will. Quite sure why there was a well done message there, talking about how they like their steak. Nice little shining reflection on the ocean in the distance. It seems that this is probably the merchant encampment over there in the distance as well. Don't fall here, that's for sure. Seems like a bad idea. I think I'm going to stick with the highway plan so far. That said, I do want to see what is over here. A bunch of ruins. Guarded by more of these automatons. None of them are ranged anymore. A couple sword users. A spear user as well. Man, this game is beautiful sometimes. I'm just looking at the sky, but I'm a bit of a simpleton for skyboxes. You give me a good skybox, and I think the game is amazing. Okay, now he's gonna fire like crazy because I hit it. Oh, there's a dog as well. All right, let's get out of here. Let the dog chase us. We need to chug up. Alright. Dog has been dealt with. How do I want to deal with these dudes now? There's another dog in the distance. Keep that one in mind. Definitely take out this nerd first, since he is upset with our presence more so than the other men. Yeah, I saw him raise his upper arms, and I thought he was going to go for an overhead slash, but I totally forgot that they have more than one set of arms, so the lower arms went for a stab first, and then they hit confirmed into the downward slash. Unique moveset, to be sure. Take out this dog now. Before it takes me out. Jeez. Closer than it needed to be. Closer than it should have been. Looks like we got a guard here guarding these ruins. Do we want to deal with the other group of cuckoo soldiers? Oh, we got another crystal bud there. Definitely need to keep our eyes open for those. They're a bit hard to see. Let's, now that we have so many butterflies and more mushrooms, let's just make a crap load of fire pots. I feel like it might make this encounter a little easier. That said, if we damage them, they're gonna go crazy. I'm surprised this one didn't go all fidgety like the other ones did. That one was in the process of going fidgety as well. Alright, that was not that bad of a fight. All things considered, let's go back up. Let's have a look at this man with the torch. I knew there was no way he was alone. Do a bit of a stealth mission. All of them came to investigate. They're like, I don't know. They're both alive. That man... Uh-oh, I'm trapped. One of the soldiers did like that flail attack up up the ruins. It was kind of funny just watching him walk up there. All right, that could have went smoother for sure. There's a dog right here. Why didn't the dog react? It must have heard me and then did not see me. More fallen ruins. They were all guarding this corpse containing a Stormhawk feather. A bundle of Stormhawk feathers, I guess. Got our flask back. I don't know if there's an opportunity to climb up these ruins. We're gonna try though. Torrent is a big hand in our traversal capabilities. Gonna guess that there's nothing really up here. Oh, I didn't mean to fall all the way down here though. What about on top of this building? The old ruin fragment. Behold tranquility. Got some more varmints down here. Want to keep looking down at this little ledge below. It looks like we'll eventually work our way down there. I have to imagine there's a catacombs or something. What about this last collapsed ruins? Nothing really. Oh, what the heck is that? It's like a giant crawfish. Don't like that. Not a fan of that. I guess we'll check out these ruins as well. Since we're meandering our way down here anyway, I had to imagine these are filled with soldiers. Purified ruins. I was going to call it a putrefied for a moment. Okay, that's a man's helmet gleaming in the moonlight. I think it's time for us to play with one of these. Let's go with the most expensive one. I think we use the spirit jellyfish, the rotten stray. Not use the demi-humans because we could not. Have we used the ancestral follower? I think we use the Godric soldiers as well. So I'm going to assume the only ones we can use that we haven't are the Warhawk and ancestral follower. Let's summon the ancestral follower. Uses up all of our FP. So no more spell casting for us. But I imagine this ancestral follower is probably going to do some decent work. Let's take out this man with the horn in his hand. Okay, he was just loosing his arrow rather than putting it away, I suppose. Oh. Alright. Good work, follower. Oh, hello, shaggy mutt. Okay, I'm surprised that did not kill him, but I suppose it's because we have not leveled up our spirit tuning capabilities at all. And again, if you remember in the last episode, we might not be able to, because I got silly with my dialogue choices. Appears to be a spectral ghost there. These ruins are a lot bigger than I thought they would be. Let's go see what this ghost has to say. He is in the state of frenzy, or potentially in the state of frenzy. Come out, one and all, from the darkness underground, and let us offer unto the maiden our eyes. That's all he's got to say. Okay, so that goes with, I can't remember her name now, but she took a grape from us, as she called it, which was someone's frenzied eye. A have to imagine. Really nothing over here, eh? Behold stealth. That was a stealth message. Take out one of the men. I had to imagine there's a lot more where he came from. Don't know where my follower is shooting at. Seems like these men maybe did not see me and just heard the commotion once again. This one's got glowing eyes. No longer. He was mad with power. I wonder if that all relates, actually. Glowing eyes is a unique mechanic in this game where they drop more souls than they would normally. I have to wonder if that has anything to do with the lore of the frenzied soldiers. This ruined building was rather quick to be cleared. Oh. Did not expect that. Our follower has disappeared. I don't know if his time ran out or if I just got a little bit too out of the area. I just wanted to roll through some barrels and I found myself in a cellar. There's a blue item here. That's unusual. Strawberry grape. Speaking of the eyes, let's just inspect that real quick, even though we have already. Yellow oozing eyeball of the infirm. The surface is shriveled and the inside is squishy, not unlike a large, overly ripe grape. Give to the blind maiden. We also have these yellow embers. This grape has ripened and burst, taken from the eye socket of a corpse. The deceased suffered from the flame of frenzy. Alright, here's hoping it's not a teleporter. I just rolled away immediately just in case. Two Fingers heirloom. Raises faith. A talisman engraved with the legend of the two fingers. Fingers cannot speak, yet these were eloquent. Persistently did they wriggle, spelling out mysteries in the air. Thus did we gain the words of our faith. So the fingers do not speak, but they were able to convey messages using their fingers. That said, the finger maiden, I think her name was Iria, definitely was channeling the fingers. I've come to that conclusion. She was looking at them and her voice changed as she was saying stuff in quotations. Not sure if we're gonna go up the hill. I think we're gonna explore more of these ruins. Got another dog there. Is that a normal dog or... I mean, obviously it's not normal. Okay, it is just a ravenous puppy. I thought for a moment it looked like it had like a bird skull head or something, but I think it was just in the distance. Hard to tell what's going on. There's a mushroom over here. I think I'm gonna go collect it. Get some mushroom picking action. Don't want to mess with that giant crayfish. I've always heard them as crawfish in my region. Oh, look who it is. You just hanging out over here, eh? What's your name, lady? She's not even on the map yet. Let's talk to her.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any strawberry grapes in your possession to me? I'm on a pilgrimage in search of the distant light.
She really just says the same spiel every time, eh? I suppose she doesn't know that she's talking to me again. And I haven't said anything, so she won't know.
Who give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes.
What?
Their frail fingers, emaciated, yet still.
So,
give me the grapes.
is she referring to...
Seem somehow.
the other undead folk we're encountering. Perhaps the reason why she has survived this long is because the undead do not fear her or attempt at her a threat at her life. It seems that they perhaps willingly give their eyes to her. Perhaps as part of the Golden Order.
Kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Interesting. Yeah, this thing looks disgusting. No thank you. Not dealing with that today. Or at least right now. It's like another collapsed church. Is there a hole here, or is this message just playing around? Empty ruins. Let's go see this last ruined building. Oh, the dog turned around on its own volition. Alright, we did a trade there. The dog has been vanquished. Mushroom times 5. Hey, I'm not going to complain about him this time. All right, and we're not going into the swamp for sure. We'll continue our path up the Liurnia Southern Highway. Take that crystal bud. Was this the ruin we just inspected? It doesn't seem like it. It is not. It has a sending gate. Where do you think this thing is going to send us? Thought this was a hole for a moment. I rode ahead. That's a good message. Because I was assuming, it looks like it's going in this direction. It does seem like the sending gate sends you where the I don't know why we're getting runes for free. Something's happening over there. There's like a battle. But yeah, it seems like these streams of light point to the direction that the sending gate goes, and I had to imagine that it's going to send us up there to that ruined chapel. We don't even have the map over there. So for now, I'm just going to remember that that's there. We'll just use a waypoint because we're probably going to go back here sooner rather than later. For now, let's continue exploring these little lowland sections. Take out this escort. That man sidestepped me. You were too much of a coward to engage, and now you're all alone. What are you gonna do now? Just run into my charge attack, it seems. Got a brass shield. And a cuckoo glintstone. Let's read up on that shield. It is the same shield. So now we have 2 of them. Okay, I thought it was a different design. But I suppose I was incorrect. Alright, let's go get a view of what's up here. Another sword graveyard, as I've been calling them. And another site of grace. Read what this sword has to say. This marks Melinia's southward march. The blade of Miquella and her clean-wrought knights. Grant her wings never to be clipped. So we already took out a clean-wrought knight in the last episode. It was at the end of the Stillwater Cave. Melinia is equipped with the blade of Miquella, it seems. I don't remember the lore of Miquella now off the top of my head. Michaela might have been someone who slayed a demigod. I don't know. I'll have to go read that up. It's funny. I have all these ideas for like lore in my head, but it's never while I'm playing. It's always when I'm thinking about the game afterwards. And I'm hopefully trying to convey those thoughts as I progress. But I do feel like a bit of a dummy when I'm encountering all these like pieces of lore and then not putting them together until afterwards. I'm just gonna chalk that up to playing and talking about the game at the same time. Uses enough mental energy as is. We'll touch Grace here. We appear to be at some sort of battlefield. There's also a Catacomb Statue to the east, which I believe is going to point down towards that ledge that I've been eyeing this whole time. Let's talk to this ghostly spirit. Ah, the puppets. The puppets besiege us. It's referring to the automaton units. The quote-unquote Knights of Cuckoo. This actually appears to be a fossilized giant version of them, but it only has 2 arms as opposed to 2 sets of arms. What's going on over here? Some wolves. A lot of wolves, in fact. Some highlands, it appears. Leads to a forest. Or we can go this way where this battlefield is. I think we're actually just going to go down here. We did get a site of grace right next to this Sending Gate, so it kind of intrigues me at the idea of going to at least see where the Sending Gate takes us. That said, we don't necessarily guarantee a way back when we take one of those Sending Gates. So maybe it's not the wisest of decisions. Oh, it looks like these soldiers are having a engagement. Oh, what's going on here? Found ourselves at quite the battlefield, actually. An ongoing battlefield. Didn't expect that. Got a Lucerne. Ooh. So that is a polearm weapon that does striking damage. I hear a giant. Oh. Wait, this giant is equipped with a helmet. And a cape. I'm more interested about the helmet than the cape, but it is kind of funny that it has a cape as well. Otherwise, it is naked. We are getting souls for free just hanging out over here, so that's cool. I guess this is a decent early game spot to farm some souls if you really want to. What's with this mask? It appears to be equipped with cannons in its mouth. It almost looks like a Tengu to me, but I guess the nose is not extended as a Tengu's traditionally is. There's no reason it would be a Tengu, because that's from Japanese mythology. I don't want to check out this ledge since we're already over here. And then perhaps we'll check out the Sending Gate. Is my current plan of action. Still getting souls for free, it seems. Maybe we'll have a look at what remains of that battle afterwards. Got a Spirit Spring to our left if we want to jump down. Also got what appears to be a veranda, a gazebo. It looks like I thought for a moment there might be a staircase leading down, but I think it's just a statue inside. I did notice this rune bear in the distance. Probably not going to mess with that right now. Some towers as well. Let's go back up. Atop this barricade. It looks like all the men guarding or supposed to be posted at this barricade have been slain. And I wonder if that's why. Oh! Okay. Get some actual cover instead of pretend cover. Okay, it's a caster up there. I'm assuming they have a limited FP, so I'm not going to wait them out. Oh my gosh. Do I really want to go up there? Of course, the giant is what remained of this battle. Surprising no one, I'm sure. It's got a lot of HP as well. It does see me. Time to engage. Okay, good dodge. This giant is already equipped with the sword, which means that it has its full moveset unlocked. I decided not to try to go for the head because it is equipped with a helmet. Seemed like it might have caused us more trouble than it's worth going for the head. Oh, it can cast spells. That's not cool. Giant equipped with some spells, eh? Gonna drop anything? I guess not. It is a ghostly essence of a giant as opposed to actually being one. Got another caster in the distance. Did say I wanted to go along the eastern path, that ledge there, but now I'm committed to this battlefield, I suppose. Crystal darts, just a bunch of miscellaneous items. What about this caster? What about that caster? I didn't think it would see me from up there. That's decent chunks of damage, so we don't want to get hit more. I think we are going to go check it out. We're just going to run past all of these casters below and just assault the tower. Because I don't want to get rained on by some glintstone sorceries. But it's happening anyway. There's a chest here. I wonder if these spirits have enough wits to follow us up these ladders. It does seem like this caster is the most threatening of all of them. It's a two-headed crystal caster. Jeez. Revenge. Revenge indeed. Carrion Glint Blade Staff. That's a new type of staff for sure. Sorcery scaling of 60. Boosts Glint Blade sorceries. Requires 22 intellect. Staff embedded with blue glintstone. One of the two types of carrion staff. Gifted to enchanted knights. Yeah, so we can see the quote-unquote dog in the distance. Does seem like these spirits didn't have the wits to climb the ladder necessarily. Check out this chest, assuming we're safe. It appears that we are. Glintstone Craftsman Cookbook number 3. What does that allow us to craft? An albinoric pot. So, albin to me suggests albino, as in it's white, and then auric to me suggests gold. New type of pot, an albinoric gold. It requires albinoric blood clots found by killing albinorics. Use FP, throw to impede healing using a flask of tears. So this is more like a PvP item, or an invader item, I guess. If you throw that on someone, they won't be able to heal. That was a similar item in the Souls games, known as Lloyd Talismans. Without their support from the ranged artillery caster on top of the tower, these men are really not that threatening. We'll clean up the rest of that barricade section in a moment. I just want to see what's at the top of this little mountain, I suppose. The path to potentially go to the other side of the cliff. Got a Michaela's Lily. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. It sounds kind of right to me. Michaela. Although I do know Michaela is a male, and to me that looks like a female's name. I don't know if that's necessarily just because of my Romance language background. The ending with an A. Alright, yeah, this section really had nothing going on after I took out that artillery sniper. And we checked out that too. What's with this little statue? I don't quite understand. If only I had arms. Can't interact with it. Alright, so we've checked out the battlefield. We haven't checked out this upper section where all the wolves were. And I don't think we're going to. Should we sit down? We're at full flasks, almost full HP, but we're missing mana, or FP. But I think we're going to try this sending gate. And see where it takes us. I was wondering if the waypoint would perhaps disappear that we touched it, and it does. That's cool. Let's examine the sending gate. Let's see where we end up. Take a sip of water. We are at Liurnia of the Lakes. We appear to be behind a barricade, and there's also another head. I have to imagine that is another head cannon, for lack of a better description. There is the stone we need to get the next piece of a map. That said, this bridge is collapsed. I hear something flapping its wings, so I had to get out of there. Get out of my map. So I have to imagine that there is probably another way. Excuse me. Another way to get here. Not necessarily taking the sending gate. But the sending gate might save us a lot of trouble otherwise. Man, this lake section, these swamps, rather large. I think that might be... Oh no, we're looking to the west, so that's definitely not the same veranda that I was speaking of earlier. There is a site of grace behind us. I just want to see what we're dealing with over here. We are definitely behind this ambush, this barricade. Everyone is posted up, facing the other way. They do appear to be just common foot soldiers, and the new types of knights we've been encountering, who we don't quite have a name for yet. What happens if I attack this one? The two knights draw their swords and they go to investigate. They didn't see me, I don't think. It appears we can just take this path if we want to make it behind the barricade, or onto the other side of the barricade, I suppose. I did not expect this to be such a big fort over here. I don't know why. Is this Raya Lucaria, perhaps? Doesn't seem right. Who was I talking to that said, oh yeah, it was this man, Topes. He said Raya Lucaria was to the north of where we were. I don't really want to investigate this area too much more. Why do I keep hearing wings flapping? It'd be nice if we can use this Dragonfire cannon, but that does not appear that that'll ever be the case. I thought about it. So there's a lot of these like ranged weapon installations. We encountered a lot of ballistas, a lot of various guns and whatnot, cannons. There's no way they give you that opportunity. Or the reason why they don't give you the opportunity to fire them is because it would make the game way too easy on certain locations. Raya Lucarian gauntlets, and then the blue-white wooden shield. Okay. Let's have a look at the gauntlets. So these are Raya Lucarian soldiers. They almost appear exactly the same. They're just slightly bigger and slightly browner. Raya Lucaria Academy soldiers. Not gonna bother looking at what the stat differences are between those two. Does seem like this thing is operational. It's even like nodding its head like it's breathing or something. Probably don't want to stand in front of that ever. Just getting more of a view of Liurnia. These appear to be more Miranda flowers, except they are blue instead of pink. Don't know what that means. There's also the chapel over there. Where are we looking? We're looking at the southwest. Oh my gosh, this game is huge! For some reason I thought this would be like the western border, but like we're definitely gonna find more over here. Wow. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go touch that site of grace we saw back there. And probably go back to where we saw that Catacomb Statue. Not quite sure how much longer I'll play. Might not do an hour-long episode today. Need to make some dinner for myself. Seek dragon. You don't have the right. Meeting place map. You found a simple map. Check in inventory. Again, I'm hearing more wings flapping. Definitely touch the site of grace. Instead of riding past it like I just did. Let's have a look at this map, I guess. Simple map showing a meeting place. Examine. Simple map found on a corpse seems to point to a meeting place. The man it came from surely desired one. The sole means of gaining entry into the academy, a glintstone key. So maybe this is the academy, officially. I mean, we are kind of north of where this man was talking about. He didn't have to specify northwest, I guess. So we really could just go all the way around up north, even hit this minor Erd tree, come back around to this finger reader, because it looks like this bridge might be intact. But that map that we found is not the most detailed. It is a simple map, of course. There's a 6 blue starred location on that island. It appears that there's a broken rubble in the southern part of the map, and then on the northeast corner might be Raya Lucaria itself. So perhaps it's suggesting it'll be over here, assuming that the compass on the map is indeed pointing north. But I imagine we're not going to mess with any of this until we at least find this map marker. We can just teleport out of here, and I think that is the play. Got some more information, so we're not leaving empty-handed. In fact, we have a map, so we are definitely not leaving empty-handed. I just realized that picture there, that loading screen, had 2 divine towers in it. You're always looking at the one in the foreground, but there was one in the background as well. Alright, let's go to this Catacomb Statue. Take a sip of water. My apologies, one moment. Yeah. Okay. Guiding Gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. Same message. I have to imagine it's down here. We did find that other... Oh yeah, that was all the way over here. Minor Erd Tree. Catacombs. We did not find the Catacomb Statue to light the way there. That's what I was going to say. Seems like... I'm trying to think of why those statues would exist. And... there might be some lore reasons, you know, Miyazaki in his dungeon, in his lab, coming up with reasons as to why they exist. To me, though, that seems more like a gameplay mechanic. Like, it seems like they don't necessarily trust the player to find all these catacombs without the catacomb statue. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, though. But there is a lot of talk going around about trusting the player when it comes to designing open world games, because I'm sure you may have noticed if you played a lot of open world games in the past few years, they very much do not trust the player. They hold your hands. A lot of the Assassin's Creeds, even Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West seems to hold your hand a lot as well. Telling you where to go. The only game that hasn't really held your hand being an open world game has been Breath of the Wild, which I have to imagine was a huge inspiration for this game. So, we have encountered these enemies before. It was deep into Carrion, where Garank was. And they messed me up. I lost a lot of souls to these dudes. Seems like these ones are weaker. I have to imagine they're a bit weaker. Be wary of pack. They also threw a white mist at us. And we just picked up that new recipe. I did not mean to fall. That new recipe, the Albinoric recipe. So I almost wonder if if you're standing in that, you might not be able to chug your flask. That said, the flask didn't get grayed out. So I don't know what that white mist might do just yet. That was just a hunch. A little worried about these woods. I don't want to fight more of those munchkins more than we already have. Or too many at once. There's one over here. There's got to be at least one or two more. Is it just a smoke bomb, perhaps? Just to make you more wary of approaching? I am just standing in it. Oh, that had way more range than I thought. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here. Thankfully, they did not stop our flasks from being used. Okay, good dodge, good dodge. We flattened the one. Gave us a bit of crowd control in order to take out the other. Alright. I think that's it for the ambush. For now, for the moment. Seems like they're just hiding in the shrubbery. I don't remember what it's called. There's another word I'm thinking of. The undergrowth? The overgrowth? I guess it's undergrowth. Something like that is the word I'm thinking of. Gotta be more, right? I'm just getting on the horse to do some platforming here. We did find the catacombs. Before we go in there, I'm going to be dumb and explore the rest of this section. Hopefully I will not die to regret it. I was going to say the words live to regret it, but the only way I'd regret this action is if I die, so. Another man in a chair on the ledge over there. I saw that, and I wasn't sure what I was looking at, and then I stepped on it like a dummy. What are these little dudes? Yeah, I very much saw that trap, and I was like, I'm gonna step on it anyway. What does this message say? Be wary of trap. You know what? I'm gonna leave an even better message. Let's do this. Be wary of trap. Is it a situation? What would a trap be? A thing? There it is. I saw it. Be wary of trap. Oh, I want this one. In short. In short, poison ahead. Whoops. No, let's do one more, and then let's do this message. Wait. And hopefully it's facing the direction I want it to face. It doesn't actually matter what direction it faces. Cool. That's fun. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of that message. I just thought it was a fun opportunity, I suppose. The words came to me, you know? Sometimes you gotta write them down once those words show up in your head. Write them in your own personal Discord. If you're anything like me. Alright, we got another noble man in a ornate chair. This time he's not looking up, but he is rather peaceful over here. I got real excited when I saw the somber smithing stone, but it is not the second tier we're looking for. We need a tier 3 stone. And this has got to be a dead end. Dead being the key word there. I saw someone suggest that all the skulls laden around the area, those are definitely procedurally generated to an extent. I saw someone suggesting that they are perhaps generated by player deaths, not necessarily always generating blood stains. Perhaps they generate some skulls instead. So if you see a bunch of skulls in an area, maybe it means a lot of people are dying there. Found ourselves in a blue catacomb, the Cliff Bottom Catacombs. I think I'm going to call this an episode. I'm not quite sure how long it's been going on. The last one was a little longer than I intended, although it doesn't really matter one way or the other. But thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Click that like button if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, folks.